welcome to this Moho Crafts video where I'm going to show you exactly how to make your Pumpkin Trail 2020 web hanging. So let's get going and open the kit. So inside your box you've got your pumpkin frame, your label, sewing needle, your orange wool, your green wool and your instructions. All that you'll need to find is a pair of scissors and a tape measure. Alright then, let's get going. The first instruction says to cut a piece of wool approximately 1.5 meters and thread it through the needle. So I will cut my wool here and I'm going to thread it through my needle here. You've got a nylon loop on the end, just thread it through there. Okay, so it says leaving a tail of around 10 centimeters, about that much there, at the back of the frame. Thread the wool through the holes around the edge of the dream catcher. Thread the wool sideways, upwards, diagonal, and make a web-like appearance. You can even add some beads and buttons if you've got some knocking around. I'm probably going to start up here somewhere at the top. Just bring it through here. Pull, pull, pull. You can use a shorter piece of wool if you find it too long, but too fiddly to muck about with, but you will use it up pretty quick. So I'm going to go across and go in down this one over here, and then I think I'll come up over this side somewhere. I'm not particularly planning anything, I'm just sort of going all around. Let's go down there. Let's have one up there. Down here. You don't need to pull it too tight, just kind of tight enough so that it stretches across. Let's go there and then down there, and then I'll go over here and through there. So I'm starting to run out of wool, so I'd like to add another piece on. So all I'm going to do is take my needle off, get another piece about the same length, about 1.5 meters, chop it off there, and we want to tie it so that the knot sort of appears at the back of the work so that we don't see it. So I'm just going to pull it down there, so just with a little double knot, one that way and one that way, and just pull it, tighten it up so that it disappears down there. Okay, we can trim these ends off afterwards, don't worry. Right, so then thread your needle again in there, lovely, back to the front. Right, so let's have over there. I'm just going to keep doing this until we've filled all of the holes. If you want to, you could even thread some buttons or beads, any extra bits that you fancy on as you go in, or you could glue them on afterwards or sew them on, whatever you fancy. I want to end up coming back into one of these over here so that I can attach this nice and evenly in the middle. So what I'm going to do is go across here up to there. So there's two going in that hole, but nobody will worry about that. Then I'm going to bring my needle up somewhere in here and I pass it down through that one and then back up through this side, and I pull it until it's sitting in the middle where I want it to be, and then I'll just go back out of that one through that side there, and you can move it around afterwards. There's a little bit of wiggle room, so that's that attached in there. Now then, handily, I've come over here and I want to tie this off. So if I just, and I've got a bit of a loose end there, so if I just thread a needle down to that bit there, and I can then, I want to try and hide these knots, so I'd like them to be at the back behind the wooden bit, but that I think we'll pull that in nice and tight there. So tie a little, well, we'll do a triple knot on this one, shall we, just to make extra sure. Ooh. Then if you pull out any loose ends, we can trim off any loose ends like that. There, get rid of them, and there. Okay, so it's now time for us to do our stalk. So we're going to take a little bit of the green. This bit can be a little bit fiddly, so just pay attention to this bit. So I'm going to fold it in half, and then this bit at this end is going to form our hanging loop that sticks out of the top. So if you want a really long one, do it further down. If you don't want it to be very long, tie it further up. So I'm going to go for about 15 centimeters there, so I'll wrap that around and do a little overhand knot. So I'll just show you that again, like how you tie a balloon. So wrap it all around and poke it up through there. So that's going to be the length of my hanging loop. So what I then do is take my needle and thread the doubled bit with the loopy bit and there double, and I'm going to pull it through from the back to the front of that top loop there, so that hangs nice and flat. Okay, we're then going to use these ends individually just to sew the stalky bit. So you might not need both of them, I'm just going to use one. So you've got plenty of wool if you want to have a long hanging loop. So I'm just going to do like a kind of line stitch. I want to fill in that one and that one. Then it looks like it's got a nice little green stalk. So I'll go in there, back in that one, and then squeeze it through the knot in there. Lovely, and then back in through that one. So I've filled in, so you should have like a sort of upside down Y shape like that, and then you've got your hangy loop. So I then just tie a little double knot with that one there, and snip it off. So we just need to check now that we've secured any loose ends at the back. So we'll just turn it over. Oh, we've got one little one here, look. So all I'm going to do is to just tie it in a knot around one of the other strands there. So if I tie it around there, like that, might be a little bit fiddly, but you can use your needle to help you if you want. We thread that through there, and then thread your needle and pull it up like that, and then tie another little knot. Ooh. Let's pull it nice and tight, and then double that knot there, like that. Tie it nice and tight and snip it off. Okay, if you are adding lights, you can either weave them through all your web bits, or you could thread them through the holes around the edge, or you can just wrap them around in whatever fashion you like. And with the little battery pack, you can just tuck it underneath some of these strands behind your little label there, so you'll never see it. Okay, all right, thank you very much for watching. We hope you have a lovely Halloween, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.